Good afternoon, teacher, and welcome to our Guia AP2 lesson plan. And the skill that we have chosen is speaking. So let's begin.
So the main topic of this speaking lesson plan is reported speech. The topic is reported speech and opinion. The skill that we are developed in this lesson plan is speaking. This lesson plan is specifically for 10 level for elementary school. And then we have the objectives of these lesson plans are change the words direct speech into indirect speech. It means the reported speech. Also, uh, students will be able to answer the questions of reported speech. The time that this lesson could dure is 45 minutes. Some standard of competence is that students will be able to understand the functional meaning of text and short simple essays in reported speech to interact with the environment in daily life. And some basic competence are the students will be able to respond the meaning of short functional text in reported speech accurately, fluently, and acceptable to interact with the environment. And also they will be able to express the meaning in simple text that use the spoken language accurately, fluently, and acceptable in reported speech. The material for this lesson plans are reported speech text, a time makers list, and also a worksheet.
So now we have the lead in. In the lead in are the activities that will happen before the main class. So the first thing that we're going to do is to say hello to the students. Why should we say hello to the students? Well, when teachers use strategies like saying hello to the students, they help establish a positive classroom climate in which students feel a sense of connection, of belonging, in which, in other words, you can say that when teachers say hello to students, they feel welcome in the classroom. They're more willing to put time and effort in whatever they have to do in the classroom and an effort into learning. Not only does it help students be a part of the class, but it makes them use the language that they're learning. By saying hello or good morning or how are you, this is a way to make use of the language and to make the students uh, use what they know that they should say in a situation, in this case being a greeting. Next is to make a quick conversation with the students. In order to broaden or increase their knowledge in the language, there is no doubt that learning to listen and to talk is extremely important, as well as to enhance understanding and build a community for interaction. This is why making conversation with the students is a very important factor in English that aids in developing speaking. Talk becomes something critical when students uh, discuss the different tasks or ideas and ask questions to one another to clarify their own understandings and make their ideas understandable and comprehensible for their classmates and for the teachers. And that also includes asking them how their weekend went, how what they eat for breakfast, etc., etc. Or for example, also by having them make conversation with their classmates as well by asking the same questions or other related topics that the teacher can come up with to make a conversation with the students. This is, of course, if they talk with their classmates about a specific topic, they will have to use a language that they learn to focus on content. And finally, we have asked for any questions about the class. Teaching has become teaching students how to ask effective questions has become something very important because they become when students ask questions about what the class is going to be about, they start to be interested in the learning. This means that they're interested in learning something new, giving teachers a chance to fill in gaps and understand what the students are interested in and how to teach them. Where students ask questions about what they about what it is they want to learn, what information about the information about something in particular. It's when the teachers answer these questions that learning also is effective. It also is effective. Asking questions, asking their questions when students ask their questions, they develop critical abilities like logical thinking and complex thinking as well, and decision making. So teachers can also ask their students a question, and by doing so, they're actually stimulating their interest in the class and therefore encouraging them to learn something new, especially the new things that they're going to learn in the class developed by the teacher.
The main activity. First, we have exploration. In this part, students, first, we brainstorm about student knowledge about reported speech. In that part, the teacher asks the students what they remember about this grammar and puts the students' responses on the board. Then the teacher listen to several examples of reported speech that teacher gives them so that they can better understand or remember more about this topic. After students discuss the material, this material is about examples of reported speech that they hear with friends and the teacher. In this part of the class, the students have to ask the teacher if they have any doubt about the topic. The part of the elaboration. In this part, the elaboration begins. This is about the worksheet that the teacher gives to the students so that they can practice the given grammar. In that part, the students are going to carry out the activity. These activities are worksheet about reported speech. For this, they are asked to form groups. Each group was made up of 4 students. Then the teacher gives them the worksheet. Remember that this is going to be in groups to begin to do this worksheet in groups to make the activity more easy. In this part, they talk with their friends and discuss about the answers that they have, in which they have to talk about if it is wrong or right. Next slide, please. And the last part, confirmation. At the end of the worksheet, the teacher guides to the students to correct their answers on the questions, giving them to correct this with the reason for each one, and then the teacher gives them a feedback on correction so that they remember the grammar structure.
And now the last stage is the post-task activities. In the post activity, teacher asks the students difficulty during the learning process. In this way, the teacher will clarify any doubt or any problem to understand the activity. Students are able to practice vocabulary, talking to the teacher, maintaining a constantly communication, focusing on the language and the way to find a solution to these problems. In addition, all these activities are controlled, providing preparation for speaking, fluency, and interaction to communicate a message. Teacher and students make conclusions about the lesson today. It is helpful to remember because each important of the class is important. And it's important to make a resume or maybe a summary of the lesson. Also, the teacher provides the feedback to practice the previous language items that emerged from the task. Teacher give homework to the students. In this case, the students will develop their abilities to do this task, applying their knowledge. Teacher motivates students and close the task. Finally, it's necessary motivate the students to achieve the goals established by giving them confidence that what they are saying is right. All these activities will last for 10 minutes. And after this, the teacher will give a test for students. In this test, the students will change the sentence into reported speech, ending the class with a written text, which is in the lesson plan. In this stage, the students evaluate their performance by comparing the outcome of their task to that of a proficient user of the language. Finally, according to the book, in this stage, students will work on the language used in the task like in our lesson plan. Thank you for your attention. And here is the bibliography.